guys, Bennings, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here, we are back for another part 2. We're just killing it with part 2s. Part 2 of the perfect organism, our alien one-shot? Part 2 was, I believe was actually, part 1 was actually last month, if I'm not mistaken. And this is part 2. Again, much like our previous part 1, we just rewatched all of it, and we are exactly up to date. We know exactly what happened. We remember our accents, and we definitely didn't get a new cast member for this show. So, that being said, let's play some Alien, guys. If you like what we do here and you want to support the channel just like these fine folks, the best way to do that is over on our Patreon. Link in the description down below. Join that. You get access to all kinds of things like our after shows. You get exclusive access to some cool character art, some behind the scenes stories, some voting on some polls that affect the trajectory of the show, all kinds of fun stuff. And possibly some exciting community meetups at conventions and shit. That being said, while you're down there clicking on that link, make sure you click on the Discord link, join us in the Discord, be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, I don't know, I probably have a face hugger come and eat G. And two, every single dollar that goes into that goes back to this channel for all kinds of cool things like artwork, editing, a mortgage, lights, etc. Just the fun stuff, just the basics. And with that, I didn't write a previously on, because I didn't. So, previously on Alien, the crew, not the crew, several members of various organizations, the ICC, the United Nations Space Marines, the United Colonies Space Marines, USCMC, whatever the hell it's called, the Colonial Marines. I'll get it right one of these days. The Colonial Marines, as well as Weyland-Yutani, sent representatives to the Kathar station, I believe, which is hovering over LV-426. LV-426, yeah. Checking out the nuclear radiation from when Ripley nuked it from orbit. The only way to make sure of things. Hired to deliver these people is Captain Dawes of the Coyote. A small freighter ship. And working at the Kathar station is Chief Scientist Kadalt. The station itself, and the scientist, as well as Auditor Scheider, all work for Weyland-Yutani. Major Julia Sagi works for the Space Marines, and Donald Green is a lawyer from the ICC. All there to investigate the goings-on at the planet, the space station, etc., etc. And Captain Dawes is there too. He is their space taxi service as far as they're concerned, but perhaps there's more than meets the eye. He's secretly a transformer. This is a crossover, and imagine. I already made Snow want to quit. So, the last thing we saw in our previous portion of the one-shot was that Major Julia Sagi closed the door and locked the panel on Auditor Scheider, locking him in one of the tethered storage bays attached to the exterior of the Kathar station, while nearly simultaneously from inside the primary cargo bay, Chief Scientist Kadalt did the same thing to Major Sagi's cohort, Sergeant Mitchell, locking him in one of the storage bays, where unfortunately he saw a series of cryotubes, all with people with strange, hardened carapace-like things on their face. All the while, Donald Green was fucking off in a lab somewhere, unattended, because, you know, that's what lawyers do. And he had some mysterious information, and he had the pleasure of hearing a comms come over the station, he and Scientist Kadalt, that there are several people on the surface of LB-426, one of which has pulled a gun on a man and is threatening to kill him. And seems very confused about why they were drugged and how they woke up here on the planet, and is demanding information about what the hell they're doing to them, and yeah, holding a man hostage. So we pick up as all of that unfolds. Donald Green, you are in the primary lab here on Kathar Station. Major Asagi, you are walking back through the umbilical, having happily locked the auditor, the Weyland-Yutani representative, inside that little bunker. And Chief Scientist Kadalt, you have heard this call, and you have also locked in one of the Marines inside of your secret lab. Captain Dawes, you are just chilling on the ship. So we're going to start with no chaos, no havoc, nothing. Captain Dawes, it's been an hour, maybe two, that you've been docked here. You were told to drop these people off, wait for them to be done, take them home. What are you doing as you chill inside the Coyote?
Spears, can you hand me my character sheet? I can't make any rolls without it.
Do you not have access to it? Did I not give
No.
you the character sheet? Ah! Hey! I'm a professional. Hold on. Edit. Oh yeah, sure is in your journal, but not assigned to you. Matt, there you go. You have access to it.
Hooray!
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, I just thought it'd be a little silly on that one.
Nope. Yep, you got me. You got me there. So you have access to your character sheet. There's a lot of information. By all means, go for it. But yeah, the camera is on you. You have been alone here for actually, I'll say it, in the past 2 hours or so. What have you been doing? Because you were left alone here. You know, much to like what you wanted to happen. You've been left alone here. They all have an important mission that they're doing. No one seems to be paying attention to you. So what are you doing, or what have you been doing?
Captain is standing at the bridge, looking at the space station, and just holding a cup of coffee. Cartwright, how long have we been here already?
About 2 hours, sir.
We haven't heard a single peep from them from the radio at all.
Were you expecting to hear them?
No, but you know these people. They gotta check in on occasion.
I imagine that they check in whenever they're done. I mean it's not a huge station, right? It couldn't take that long.
Thus kind of strokes his chin in contemplation. Honestly, things have just been too quiet. I'm getting that feeling, you know?
I mean, I kind of listen. I live in that feeling, so that's basically how I've survived this long. You see him like smack a pack of cigarettes and pull one out and light one on the bridge as he starts smoking a cigarette. I say you do what you got to do, and the whole time it's kind of like wagging on his lip.
It's kind of funny since it says it's a she in here, but
that's all right.
Whatever. Dawes is going to push the PA and call for his technician. Spears to the bridge, please.
You hear a call back over the radio. Moving, sir. And you eventually you'll hear like the ka-thunk of someone walking down the bridge, walking down like the catwalk. And he walks in, stands up, and you called.
Prep the ship for basically to be ready to leave on a moment's notice. I get the feeling we're going to need to get out of here very fast.
Okay. Done and done.
Call it a captain's intuition.
I'll call it whatever you want, sir. And he turns and begins to head back towards like the engine room to make sure everything's prepped and ready to rock and roll. Leaving you with Wu. Well, leaving you with just Cartwright, really. Wu is off in the cargo bay. Yeah, you know what? Here's what I will say. Go ahead and let's make a roll. Let's make our first roll for you, Matt. Go ahead and roll me a Comtech. So on this sheet, if you just click the word Comtech, it should do the most of the shit for you.
Just click it.
Yep. Great. One success. So I'll say you have you're sitting here, kind of fiddling around, wasting time, clicking on a
Taking a
few
sip of
things.
coffee.
Yeah, sipping some coffee, talking to your navigator, and you begin the same process of like readying the ship. So you like flick a couple of like toggles, hit a couple buttons, and I will say you hear that final broadcast. So you see a man looking very like disheveled and distraught, somewhat confused, holding a gun to a young man's head. And basically the gist is he's asking what the hell they did to him. You drugged us. How did we get here? They're taking this man hostage.
Dawes just turns to Cartwright. It seems my feelings were correct. Move us closer.
You are tethered to the space station. Like you're like docked on the space station.
All right.
So you can't get any closer without crashing into it.
Can we tether our comms to the space station, Cartwright?
Yeah. I can call down to Spears. I'm sure he can handle that.
Do that and send a message to the Major.
Okay. So you go through the process of tethering the comms. It'll take a few minutes. We're gonna cut to Donald Green. You were alone. You saw this transmission as well. You have some shit to do. What are you doing?
He is going to be doing two things. So he's going to be using his internal comms to the Major, and he is going to inform her of the message. But at the same time as doing that, he's going to be using the ship comms to send another message to some other people in the system.
Oh, so weird.
That's odd, isn't it? On the ship comms, this is going to be a text-based message. He is going to explain about the external cargo storage, the container that's on the outside of the ship, and explain which one it is that has the additional power going to it, and explain that it is suspect and should be easily removed because it is not firmly attached to the ship. And he is going to provide the information about the hostiles situation on the ground, the names of everyone on the ground, and all of the details that he's managed to get about every scientist aboard the ship, including Dr. Kadalt. So that's what he's going to send to his friends. But to Major Assar, he's going to come over the comms and say, Major, we have a problem. There are people being held captive on the planet. They definitely have more people on the ground than we've been told. There is about 7 or 8 people on the ground.
You don't
And they
say.
have a situation.
She says as she's looking at the now defunct computer terminal that accesses the second bunker. Remind me, Mike. What was Mitchell going to investigate, or he was going with the Cadell to do what?
The same thing you were. There were 2 storage units, and you, as the investigator, you wanted them both investigated. So you were doing one while he was doing the other one.
Okay, so all I know is that he's going to look in it.
Yep.
Okay. There was nothing in this one, and so do you mention like the power source?
I believe. No, that's true. You would not know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentions nothing about that. He just says, yeah, there's a problem with the people on the ground. There's 8 or 9 of them. They have a situation. Someone is being held hostage on the ground.
Colonists? Marines from the Sulaco? Can you tell?
There's no information confirming that, is there, Mike?
Nope.
It was just names.
You saw a video of this guy holding someone hostage.
Just names. I don't know who they are.
Hmm.
I haven't seen their names before, and no last names.
Okay. Let's see what other bullshit this chief scientist has to say, and she's gonna head back down the corridor.
Okay. You head back down the umbilical, happily leaving Scheider locked away in the storage container. And we'll cut to Kadalt. You are there with Stanton. You have locked a Space Marine into what you know is a room full of face-hugged convicts in cryosleep. And you know that the Major is going to be coming back down that umbilical tube. What are you doing, Kadalt?
Is Stanton in the room with him, or is Stanton?
Stanton is in the room with you.
Yeah. He looks at Stanton and says, "I need to deal with this back in my office. See if you can get in touch with William and find out what's going on. Do we have comms? Can we communicate back to the planet from here? Can they?
Are you
receive
asking
our
me or are you asking
communication?"
Stanton?
Both.
Okay, fair enough. He says, "Sir, I can patch you through, or you can patch it through in your office. Either way."
Yeah, I'll be back in my office. Yeah. See what you can do to get in touch with William. Find out his status and what's going on down there.
Okay. So we see Stanton sort of like do a quick peek. He like looks over into the other door that like the Major is walking down and like peeks through the porthole just to like see what's happening. And you see him like look like back and forth between the door and Kadalt. And as soon as Kadalt rounds the corner, Stanton also fucks off and leaves. And he goes to like wherever the like the maintenance office is to also try to ascertain what happened to Williams. But we'll stay on Kadalt for a second here as we follow you through the various hallways of Kathar Station to your office. Which is adjacent to, but not inside the primary lab that Donald Green is in. And what do we see Kadalt doing?
Kadalt quickly moves to his terminal and tries to establish a link back to the planet.
Okay, done.
And he just says, "This is Chief Scientist Kadalt. To whom am I speaking?"
You look over, the comms sort of pop up here, and you see one of the convicts that you know is there. And he says, and he is holding Carter hostage, as you can see on this. And he says, let me see, did they actually give him a name? Cool. This is gonna be Grohl. He says, the name's Grohl. What? Who are you? How do we get down here?
I'm Chief Scientist Kadalt. You volunteered to be part of our experiment on the planet for radiation purposes, to lessen your sentence. So you were transported here, and my team down there has just been conducting tests to just assess the radiation levels down there and the effect on the human body. Nothing damaging, nothing that we can't fix. But yeah, certainly something that I need all my scientists to in one piece, if you could say, so that we can wrap this up and get you the treatment you need.
Well, your guy, your scientist guy, he killed two of our, I don't know who the hell these people are, two other people down here.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I wasn't aware of that. Look, if you put down the gun, we'll get you back up here onto the main ship, and I can investigate what's happened down there.
listen, you're gonna need to come down here. This guy, and he like motions to Carter. He says you guys have some sort of drug that you've been injecting us with. Listen, your man, the big guy, he shot two of the other. You said the prisoners. He shot two other prisoners, and there's one more with like a thing, like a, I don't know, like a face helmet.
Oh, the biological breathing apparatus. Yes. Very, very crucial that you get them into a cryopod as soon as possible. That's maintaining their life, but for only a very short time.
The cryopods don't. We all woke up from the cryopods. They're not working.
Oh, can I speak with Carter?
He's the one that's being held at gunpoint, so he's there.
Yeah. Carter, can you access the cryopods and put those that need to be transported back into cryosleep?
Sir, the situation is a little tense down here.
Oh, I'm sure Grohl is a reasonable gentleman. He'll allow you to do what you need to do, and we can provide him the support he needs to do what he needs to do.
Okay, sir. And you see his like head turn up to the guy holding a gun to his head. We'll try to. Are you sending a crew down here?
Someone, if you can't make it back to us, we'll send someone down to you. Just keep me apprised of the situation.
Okay, sir.
Be safe.
Okay, sir. Is there anything? Okay, understood.
And if possible, clean up what you can, in case the team we send down aren't necessarily briefed on everything.
Sir, we're gonna need the inhibitor down here. Quickly.
Understood. I will arrange for that to be brought down to you.
Okay. We'll do what we can here. And you can tell without any need to roll anything, Carter is shitting his pants. Like this is,
Yep.
He's doing his best to hold it together.
That sounds like a Carter problem, not a Cadet problem.
It does. It does sound that way. What a tragedy. Before we jump back to the major, Donald Green, you said you wanted to send a message off ship. What is that?
Yeah.
What did that message say? Just curious.
So that was the text-based message that he sent off, which is the name of every person on the planet.
Yep.
The details of everyone on the station. So as much information as he can find about Cadolt, Lopez, and all those other weirdos. The information about the cargo pod, the module that is external to the ship, and if he's got any information on how it's attached, he's going to send that as well. And he's also going to include that there are people on the planet being held hostage that were placed there, and he suspects that there is something going on the planet.
Perfect. You send this off, and you get a response far faster than you would have anticipated. And the response reads just a few simple words. Understood, period. SSV Fam Din inbound. That is a ship nomenclature. So there's a ship inbound to this station, as luck would have it. And with that, we'll cut back to Major Asagi as you walk down the umbilical from the storage
Mike?
unit. Yeah.
Since I hooked up the Coyote to the station, could I make a roll to intercept that message?
You can make a roll to also see that message. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make me a comtech. 1 success. So you see the inbound, I'll say. You see the inbound message that just says, understood, what did I say? SSV Famdin inbound.
Would I know that that ship is some sort of military vessel?
It is...
I don't know much about alien lore, so...
I actually don't think that it is. It is a who the hell is the SSV? Hold on a second.
The UPP.
Yeah, which are like
I don't know who
the
that is.
anti-everyone. Yeah, you would.
Security space vessel. It's
Yeah,
what the SSV is.
yeah. So you would know at least that much. That the SSV stands for Security Space Vessel. So it's not a military ship. It's not like a Colonial Marines ship. But it is a ship that has guns on it. So you would know that at least. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, you would know that. And you would probably know. That ship, actually, you know what, is there a roll for this? You can roll me I'll say for Captain Dawes, roll me command. I just want to see how much you know about like the general area.
That's the one.
That's a 1. Perfect. You know that this ship, the SSV class ships, are often used by the Union of Progressive Peoples. And the Union of Progressive Peoples is like anti-corporation communists, or socialists, rather. So they are like a wide-reaching group of like anti like Weyland-Yutani, anti-corpo socialists. So they're not non-violent, for sure. You know that. So yeah, that's what I'll say. That's what you know. And then we'll cut back to Major Asagi as you are walking down the umbilical back to the cargo bay. What do we see you doing?
Yeah, like she ends the communication with Green, and she makes it back to the T junction where the corridor split off, and she kind of stands there and she's like, and I'm pretty sure this happened, Mike. She was able to determine that Carter Burke's message was erased from the
Yes.
investigation, and she knows that he's the one who sent the colonists
Yep.
to the coordinates. Okay. Yeah, she stands there for a moment and she is like ruminating, and she looks down the shitty corridor where sorry, Mitchell and Cadeau went, and she doesn't see them returning, and she's like, Mitchell.
It's not a corridor, so it's an umbilical. So it is basically a sealed door on
Isn't
one
it
side.
two?
Yeah, so there's 2 umbilicals. So there's a cargo
Yeah.
hold, which is what you're in now, and then there's like
Yeah.
2 umbilical tubes. So you basically
Oh,
open the
okay.
door, seal it, the airlock seals it back in. So you're in a space suit to go out there. So you because you guys had to like put your suits on. So you can
Right.
look through the glass of the like the vault door, essentially, and the umbilical is empty. There's no one in there.
Okay. Okay. She's going to. Can she get on comms with Mitchell?
Yeah, sure.
Mitchell, what's taking so long?
Ma'am, I seem to be stuck in here. I think the door malfunctioned. I'm not entirely sure what happened here.
Well,
This
just
is
get Cadeau to open the door for you.
Kadalt isn't here.
And she's going to go down the umbilical to rescue her buff guy.
Her buff guy. Go ahead and make me a comm tech as you make your way down there.
Okay, let's go beach. 2 successes.
Let me scroll up for a month and find out where snow rolled.
I didn't roll. You just narratively.
That
Yeah, I
makes
think
sense.
Yeah, I
That
think
makes
that was the cliffhanger.
That was the cliffhanger. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You make your way down the umbilical. You override the door, and you see your sergeant is standing there waiting for you. Inside, you see that there are, I believe, 5 cryo tubes arranged together. You see that there's enough space for a second bank of 5 cryo tubes. And your Sergeant Mitchell looks to you and says, "This is fucking weird."
Yeah.
And he like thumbs over to the cryo tubes.
She's gonna go over. Can we say that I know that this kind of technology in the future in the 80s they didn't really show it, but like would she have like some kind of like camera to take pictures of like evidence? Totally off the cuff. Like it's not even something that's on her 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 gear list or anything like that.
Yeah, we'll say why not?
Okay.
Why not? For funsies.
Yeah,
Mind if Dawes' message gets through about this time, asking for a status update?
Yes. So you won't have direct comms to you won't have direct comms to the major. The major and her cohort have it to each other. You would have like ship to ship comms. So you can like send a message to the ship, but you wouldn't be able to like call her directly on her like military comm piece. None of you are like interpersonal in that capacity. So you can send a message.
Yeah, Dawes is sending a message to the station to ask for a status update.
Okay. I'll say as this happens, Kadalt, that comes across your terminal that the ship is getting the Coyote is sending a request for status update. Major, you pull out your recording device and you see that there are 5 frozen bodies inside the cryotubes, each of them with a hardened insect-like carapace attached to their face.
And I've read the reports, the Nostromo report and the Hadley's Hope report. Now that I'm seeing a face hugger in the flesh, I feel like she would immediately recognize what was described and what she's seeing. Does that make sense?
Yes, the Nostromo report does say that that Officer Kane was overpowered by a creature that attached to his face.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the only element that you really have there. And I don't think the Hadley's Hope report actually says anything about that. But you do see something. It's definitely attached to his face.
Yeah, I just skimmed over the Hadley's Hope. If it's mentioned, it would be that they were keeping specimens in the jars.
Yeah, it doesn't describe any of the specimens, but the Nostromo report does say that Ripley said something was attached to his face, and these all have something definitely secured to their faces.
And it's definitely looking biological in nature.
It's kind of hard to tell, right? It's in cryo, so it's a little bit like foggy and shady in there. But it definitely is like I mean, obviously you know what a facehugger is. It looks like a hardened like chitinous carapace attached to its face. There's no like eyes or mouth to see if it's alive. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And does it say on the cryopods who's in there? The names? No. Okay. And there's 5 of them?
Yep.
5 cryos. FH. Okay. And that Cadode locked you in here?
Oh, I have no idea. He didn't actually come down. I just assumed the door malfunctioned, but I guess. I don't know.
All right, we need to get out of here. Let's go. on me, and she's gonna. And then she will. I locked that schmarmy Scheider guy in the other compartment.
Yeah, fuck that guy. So the two of you head out of the cargo bay. Where are you headed?
Ooh. She'll also say to Mitchell, Green said that there's some kind of problem on the surface. Like there's more people down there than they told us. Oh, Jesus.
I mean, there's enough space here for another cryo bank.
Let's go find Green and see what we can find out about what's going on down there.
Okay, so the two of you head off to the main area. Kadalt, you get a message request from the Coyote asking for a status update.
I think Kadalt just responds with, is it it's text based or?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Just says, situation planet side, need assistance.
Okay.
And
so
he'll go across to see Green if he's in the lab.
Okay. Dawes, you get that message across the helm saying there's a situation planet side and that they are requesting assistance. What do you do with that information? Dawes. Matt.
Sorry, I got distracted.
That's okay.
But no,
So you get a response from Kadalt that says there's a situation planet side and he is requesting assistance.
Dawes responds basically asking what kind of assistance, because he doesn't really have anything on his ship that could allow him to solve a hostage situation that he knows.
That's fair. So you get that message in response, Kadalt.
I think Kadalt just sends back a message. Please meet us in the main lab.
Okay, and then you head off to the main lab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dawes rubs his temples aboard the bridge, and he calls for Wu to join him.
On the station.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going, Cartwright, I'm going aboard. Hold the fort.
Understood, sir. And you see him slide his chair over near your terminal. You head off, walking down the umbilical that connects your ship to Kathar Station, and we'll say serendipitously, you all end up arriving to the main lab at around the same time. I would just like Green to not be there. He just fucked off.
Well,
no, go ahead, Chris.
I asked for Wu to also join me.
Yep, Wu is joining you.
Yeah.
Chris, what were you doing?
So Donald Green, once he sent his messages, he would have left the room. And there was a bunch of other labs, you said?
Yeah.
Do any of them have like I'm assuming they've got like a glass viewing portal into the room to see if it's occupied? Do they all look scrubbed clean? Do any of them look like they've not been cleaned by?
No, everything here looks like they were warned of your coming, and so everything was made to look as innocent as possible.
I mean, he would be ducking into them then. If there's no one in a room, he would duck in and check over the room then. So he may have been checking a few rooms before he walks back into the one that he was originally in to find everyone in there.
Yeah, I think you're here to investigate. Granted, you're the lawyer and less so the investigator, but I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, you were told you can investigate these rooms. So I feel like as everyone, sort of walks through the hallway, they eventually find you in a room. And so we see probably Kadalt is the first one to find you, and then maybe 30 seconds to a minute later is Asagi and Mitchell, and then another few minutes is Captain Dawes, and someone that Green and Asagi as a crew member on board the Coyote, but none of you really pay attention to their names. So he is there as well. As you all enter into this lab, what are the four of you doing?
I think Kadalt says, "Oh, I'm glad you could all join me. We're just waiting on Shida."
Adults folds his arms. I asked for a status report, and you asked me to come aboard. What is this about?
As soon as everyone's here, I will brief you on the situation down planet side.
How there's more people down there than you originally reported?
No, my crew's down there, and their cargo is down there.
Yeah, you said 2 people,
Yes.
and there's more than 2.
No, 3 people. There was 3 people.
I'm not sure if you're aware of how numbers work, but 9 is more than 2. It's also more than 3.
Oh, you're including the specimens. No, we don't classify them as crew. They're
The specimens
tests.
like that are in the other storage container.
Yes, they're not. We don't list them as crew. The Weyland-Yutani manifest lists them as specimens.
Alien specimens.
I think they're people.
Or... No, the things attached to their face. What are those?
Oz's brow raises at the mention of aliens.
I guess the technical. Well, she would say
Well,
it's more.
I need Shida here so that we can debrief you on the situation downstairs.
She looks at her watch. Maybe he's taking a bathroom break. I feel like time is at the essence here.
It definitely is, but Shida would well, he's my superior, really. I definitely need his okay to pass the information on to you.
Can I roll to sense bullshit on that? Because I thought I might be misremembering that. I thought that
Inside
Scheider
check.
was deferring to him. You're muted. You're muted.
He's muted.
You don't have to roll anything for that.
Okay.
Chief Scientist Kadalt is the chief scientist of the station.
Yeah.
Auditor Scheider is a Weyland-Yutani representative. So he comes on behalf of Weyland-Yutani. Kadalt works for Weyland-Yutani, and therefore there is some hierarchical truth to what Kadalt is saying.
Okay. So I'm just we're getting it wrong. Okay. Well, why don't you message him and see where he is?
Okay, and Kadalt will try to message Shida and ask for a location, I guess.
You ping his like life signs on the ship as he has Weyland-Yutani like credentials and cards and shit, and you see that he is in the storage container.
Kadalt will just look at the major and go, you checked the storage container with Shida, did you? And you both left at the same time?
No, I left I left before him.
Oh, okay. Well, he's still there. And Kadalt will message Stan and say, can you please fetch Shida to the main lab?
He responds on it, sir, and he heads out. A few moments go by, and he comes back and says, "Sir, I don't know if we can get Scheider out right now. The door panel here is pretty fucked."
Oh,
Seems
Major,
broken.
Did you have any issues with the door when you were leaving?
No. But Mitchell said his door locked, so maybe you just have some faulty equipment.
Oh yeah, I got stuck in there for a little while. I maybe just shorted out.
Oh, did you go near any of the specimens? Maybe there was some sort of safety system that you triggered.
I mean, I saw them, but I didn't.
Oh,
yeah, they're still in there.
Did you touch the cabinets they're in?
No. I just saw them.
That might have activated. Maybe it was just a faulty safety system. We'll look into that after this situation. Well, I guess without Shider, I'll take charge and just assess you of the situation downstairs. One of the well, it seems like the specimens came out of cryo sleep, or there was a problem with the cryo tubes they were being transported in, and they've taken hostages down on the planet.
That seems very important.
Yeah, hence me briefing you all and asking for your assistance in retrieving my team.
I'm concerned why you keep calling them specimens. They're still people.
No, the agreement they sign pretty much they're volunteers in a sense. And yeah, that pretty much takes away any rights they have.
Can I see the paperwork?
I don't have it here. Their
Dennis.
handler might have it. He's down on the planet. Maybe you should go and ask him.
So you keep the paperwork with the handler on a planet rather than in your computer
Well,
system?
he provided the specimens, so he would have any agreements that they've signed.
But there would have been a handover document from them to you as you took control of the specimens?
No, technically he's still in control of them, so he still has those documents. We just have I can show you the manifest of the ship that brought them here. List them as
Oh, yes,
specimens.
please. And any documentation you have about the deal that you've made to acquire these, as you call them, specimens.
I can definitely do that. I don't have it handy. If
Or
we
you can just
deal with
unlock the
this
terminal,
situation-
right?
It's back in my office. I can get it for you once we've dealt with the situation down planet. Look, we have people.
Chief Scientist Godot, sorry to interrupt you. Can you explain to me why these specimens that I saw in your storage container there match the description of the xenomorphic creatures that were discovered down on the planet by crew of the Nostromo and the what do you call it? The colonists of Hadley's Hope?
I hadn't read that report.
Excuse me, Major, not to overstep my bounds, but what exactly are you talking about?
Well, the reason why we're here, Captain, and it is on a need-to-know basis, but possibly a huge conspiracy being covered up by Weyland-Yutani.
And what does this have to do with this thing you describe as a xenomorph?
Well, it's cost the Weyland-Yutani and the ICC a lot of money, apparently, and a lot of lives. The whole colony down there was wiped out, including a whole entire crew of my soldiers. And I'm here to find out what happened to them.
Dawes' brows lift up in a bit of acknowledgement, then immediately furrow. That sounds quite bad.
It ain't good, that's for sure. And she looks back to Godot. So again, why is that description matching the information that I have?
Well, that would be the first I've heard of it. We were assessing the radiation here, and yeah, there was some sort of manifestation on the specimens. We of course gathered the specimens in their current state, not having any more information than we had, and we were going to present them back for further study.
But you have to know the danger that was proposed these creatures.
You haven't shared any of your reports with me, so I can't assess the danger on information I don't have. And when I reported it back to my superiors, they instructed me to send back specimens, and they could possibly identify the what the infection was.
But as a biologist, you should rarely know, right? I know, like the way you work on the drugs to inhibit growth and stuff.
Yes, we were able to quickly work a countermeasure to the infectious body, and that's why we were confident in sending them back safely. But other than that, we don't have any more information. If you have any more information on these creatures, I'd be happy to study it. Unfortunately, the situation down on the planet is probably a higher priority at the moment.
Well, according to the information that you provided when we arrived on the station, Doctor, you were only here to monitor radiation, and yet you've got people on the planet who are specimens, and you are working with these biological, as the major calls them, xenomorphs.
Well,
But that's
our
not really
remit
radiation, is
was
it?
to assess the radiation when we and the specimens were part of that study. When we encountered the aliens, as you like to call them, we saw what they did to our specimens. We acted. I'm sure Auditor Scheider could provide you with much more information than I have. We're literally just the crew running the tests here. But if you want to head down to the planet, maybe assist in cleaning up the situation down there, you could speak to some of the people on hand.
That might be a good idea to shed some more light on all of this. Because
Yeah.
everything in my notes is pointing at Weyland-Yutani being culpable to the destruction of this colony.
That's definitely above my pay grade. I'd be speaking to Scheider on that one.
Hopefully I'm not overstepping my bounds, cheap scientist, but if you wish to go planet side, it's going to take some time to get the Coyote ready. If you have a comms terminal somewhere that I can contact them from here, it'd be a lot faster.
By all means, you can try to contact them down on the planet.
Do you have a control room with a comms terminal somewhere?
Yeah, the terminals here should give you the access you need, but it's more of a hostage situation. I'm not sure that's something you can fix with a terminal.
I'm talking about prepping my ship, scientist.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead. You have access to whatever systems you require for your ship.
All right, thank you.
But and Kadalt just looks at the major. But I'd appreciate if you and your aide could head down and resolve the situation. And
Well, you're coming with us.
I think it's probably best if I stay up here. Maybe see about getting Scheider out. I'm sure he's.
That's what you have Stanton for, isn't it? It's a little below your pay grade, I think. If these are your specimens,
Stanton's
I think
good, but he is a bit lazy. If I'm not up here to keep an eye on him and keep him working, things take longer than they should.
No, I'm
Captain
sure he can
Dawes
tie both of
departs
his
the
shoes
room.
without you supervising him, Mr. Cadot. So I think you are going to come down with us, and you're going to help us investigate your specimens. First-hand information, isn't that what you scientists are all about?
Well, until you get to my level, and then you have assistants to get you the first-hand information.
You also have assistants to do the dog's body work, like getting the guy out of the container.
I mean, as I mentioned, Scheider is my superior. There's nothing like a bit of brown nosing to grease the wheels of progression.
Come on, let's go. She's gonna like put a hand on his shoulder, and we're gonna I'm assuming we're gonna take the Coyote down to the planet.
Captain-
So Dawes, you were told any of the terminals like in this room could access your ship information. So you can do it right from this room.
He's going to absently mindedly ignore that and look for a control-looking room for a big terminal.
Are you looking for a specific big terminal?
A square one.
I don't know really how these acronyms work on the page theory. MUTHUR.
Oh, okay. So you're looking for the mother unit. That's like the control mainframe, which requires you to have access to it. So you kind of wander away. You leave. You kind of make some excuse that you're gonna go, talk to your ship. And you head down the main corridor of this place. You find the access door. It is locked, as it would be. You can go ahead and roll me a Comtech check.
Of course that
No
fails.
successes.
No way
Unfortunately,
to re-roll that.
it is locked. Unfortunately, it is locked.
Is there a way to re-roll that, or are there no re-rolls in this system?
There is. You can go ahead and re-roll. Go ahead and push. So what you'll do is you'll take a stress level, and you can re-roll.
Do I apply that first or second?
You can re-roll first. 2 successes. Okay, awesome. So you go ahead and you access this terminal, hacking into this thing, and you sort of you make your way through a few access codes, and the doors slide open, and you see a large, like tan beige colored room with a large seat in the center, a large terminal in front of that, and a bunch of like lights and diodes and like other terminal displays here, and you are inside the mother unit.
It is a very
Dawes-
high-tech 80s room.
Dawes is
Yes.
going to do 2 things. He's going to plug in his personal data pad and send a message to the Coyote to prep for departure.
Okay.
And he's going to install his little spyware package.
Interesting. Fantastic. You absolutely do so. So you load up some sort of data into the mother unit. You send a message to your ship, and you unplug, disconnect, and you head out of there. Where are you headed to next?
Back to where everybody was.
Okay. You get a message back on your terminal that your ship is ready. You started having them get ready a few minutes ago. Well, really, like 30 minutes ago at this time. So they're ready for departure as soon as you say go.
Dawes just chuckles to himself as he walks around down the corridor.
Okay. You give a little chuckle. You head back to the main control room, and you know that the ship is ready to go. So you can act accordingly. I think you come back just as like the major has a hand on Kadalt and is saying like you're coming with us kind of thing.
Dawes looks at his terminal and makes sure that he receives the information upload from his spyware package, and then goes and makes sure that everybody is actually ready to depart.
It is
asking around
currently
like the
loading.
major and everything.
Yep. So your data is currently like streaming to your tablet. It's currently loading. But yeah, you walk in and ask if everyone's ready to rock and roll. Is everyone?
Yeah.
Kadalt will just say, we'll need the radiation suits.
What is the upload time, Mike? Like, how long does it say it's going to take to complete?
Probably an hour. It's a lot of information.
Mothers are big computers.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works. Can I just leave it and come back and collect
Yeah.
it later?
Yep.
All right.
I mean, it's also got
All
a
right.
big enough like data array on the Kathar station. Like it can communicate between the station and the planet. So as long as your ship is tied in, it can send the data to your ship as well. So you can like
Right.
bring it with you.
Dawes pushes the PA button. Spears, initiate undocking procedures.
Understood. And you guys hear like that, like echoey, like clang, 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 as the ship begins its procedures to start the undocking.
So what's the nature of this hostage situation that we're dealing with here? Now we're hostage negotiators?
Well, there seems to have been a problem with the cryo beds, and the specimens have woken up and taken one of my scientists hostage.
Perfect. See, Kado, you're the perfect person to be here.
That sounds unlikely. I'm not a hostage negotiator, or am I combat ready?
No, but if you're the one who was there with signing their contract, they're gonna believe you more than they're gonna believe me or him. And she
I
motions
didn't
to
sign
Green.
them on board. Their handler, Mr. Kodo, was responsible.
And where's Mr. Kodo?
He should be planetside, but there was no mention of him in the ransom demand.
All right, well, you're up.
All right, are we clear of the station yet?
Before we go, Mike, Kadalt will make sure that they all have the right suits.
Yep.
And he will also get some extra equipment just in case. A couple of incinerator units.
Okay. You have those. I believe. Do you actually have that on your sheet here? All right, I will throw the stats on your sheet in a second here, just so you have them. So yeah, you make sure everyone is outfitted with the radiation suits. Everyone, you should all have them on your character sheet already. They are the IRC Mark 50 compression suits. So all you have to do if you're wearing one is change the number in where it says the number sign right next to your gear. Change it to 1 if you're wearing it. Cool. That being said, does everyone board the Coyote?
Donald doesn't want to get on that ship. But the Major's going to force him. So the only thing Donald's going to do is he's going to try and get a terminal either in the Coyote or on the ship. And he's going to send further communication to, I forgot the name of the ship, Farm Dim, to say most people are leaving the station and more people will be planetside.
Okay. You don't get a message in response, mostly because you're being like pushed out of there. As you all make your way onto the Coyote, the Coyote disembarks from the Kathar station, and you all begin your descent down to the planet.
I made a comm check roll to intercept that message.
This would be as you're leaving to go to your ship, so there's no way for you to intercept that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he's doing it like as you guys are leaving the lab. He like shot a message out as you guys are walking to your ship. So you were not at a terminal at that point in time. So yeah, you all head to the Coyote. Excuse me. It disembarks and makes its way planet side. Is there anything you guys are doing in the ride down, or do we want to transition right to that?
Right.
Go ahead.
Dawes is going to talk to his navigator. Cartwright, land us a little further away from the designated point. Things could get hairy.
Understood.
And I figured on the ride down is when she's getting in, asking Kado about the information about the hostage situation or whatever.
Kadalt will just inform you that it appears one of the specimens labeled Grolt had woken up, taken exception to the situation down there, and has taken one of his scientists, Carter, hostage.
Roll.
which is one of the names you have.
Yeah. Just indicating. Okay.
The Coyote lands. It makes its way planetside, and you see, a little bit away in the distance, you see what scientist Kadalt knows as the ground base. The ground base is as you approach, you all see out of the incredibly unnecessary windows in a spaceship. You see a large, massive, semicircular structure, like a very round U shape, on the ground. The back portion of it seems to be a little bit destroyed, where it makes the O part of it seems to be destroyed. And you see what Kadalt knows as ground base at the tip of where it becomes like a U shape, like the horns essentially. There are two prefab metal housings there. The Coyote sort of lands a little bit away from that, and as a result, I believe you have to hoof it over there.
Sure. Okay.
You have, you don't have any small vehicles on the ship.
It definitely looks like a spaceship.
I didn't say that. It looks like a semicircular structure.
Okay.
I see you trying to get me to say words.
Just trying to piece some things together.
Yeah. No, yeah. I see what you're doing.
So she sees this bizarre thing.
So you see that as it lands, and so the Coyote lands, the crew, the airlock is essentially sealed. The crew, you guys, all get in your pressure suits that Kadalt has provided for you, and you are able to disembark the Coyote if you so choose.
Yeah, before we do disembark, the Major is gonna go to Dawes, and is there a, what do you call it? What the hell is it called? Is there a shit?
Careful what you ask me, G, because Dawes might know, but I, the player, have no idea about alien lore
No, that's fine.
at all.
That's fine. Is there a are you guys picking up some kind of distress signal coming from that thing?
No.
Dawes turns to his navigator. Cartwright? Do you
I
know
got
what
nothing.
she's asking about?
I have nothing, sir.
Okay. Well, let's
Dawes
go.
just takes a sip from his coffee cup again that he leaves in the bridge permanently.
His forever coffee.
Yep.
Just keeps adding hot coffee to the mug.
Gross.
Yeah.
So all of you disembark, and you make your way over to the ground base. You see there are two radiation-shielded prefab modules. Kadalt, you would know that one of them is a basic science lab, and one of them is like the living quarters for the people you have down here. You walk around to this area, Kadalt, you would expect to see basically a quad, like an ATV here. You do not. You do see that there is a hypersleep pod. Asagi, you know that it's the same 6-person pod as you saw on Kathar Station. They are empty. There's no one in any of this. And as you walk around this place, the first thing, Kadalt, I'll say, right off the bat, you notice that there's no one here.
Kadalt, I don't know if Kadalt can message anyone from the ground team without a terminal, so he'll try to find a nearby terminal and see if he can get a hold of William.
Yeah, you head into the science lab side of one of these things, and again, everyone you can kind of see that there's one is a science lab, one is a like living quarters. Kadalt knows which one's which. He walks in, you see the door open, and it's very much a science lab. There is an airlock chamber, so it's kind of like imagine like a shipping container, but with like a tube on the outside. So he walks in, the door closes, it like pressurizes, and then he can walk into the main unit. Any of you could follow if you so choose. But Kadalt, you walk in and begin to access a terminal. You get no response from William.
He will try Carter and Coda.
You get no response from Kodo or Carter.
He will just look at the rest of them and say, they seem to be gone.
Are there suits still here?
There are not.
Are all the suits gone?
You can roll me. What is it? In observation.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me observation.
Okay. 1 success.
There are not enough suits here for the number of people that are here. However, you notice on one of the terminals, if you're in here with Kadalt, that there is a readout on here. The air, the atmosphere is breathable. It is also irradiated. So being outside without radiation suit, you will get rads. But it is possible to survive outside without a radiation suit for a limited time until the cancer kills you.
Okay, so the lack of suits isn't really telling anything.
No.
Okay.
Especially given what Kadalt had said the people down here were for. Looks like there's enough suits for the 3 people that are part of Kathar Station.
Looking at the computer terminals, can I get some kind of confirmation about the coordinates of our location?
In what sense?
Like longitude, latitude type shit? Like if someone was going to be intercepting a distress call from a certain set of coordinates, a grid coordinates, I guess.
I'm
trying to confirm that this is the location that the officers from the Nostromo and the colonists from the colony encountered and then got infected by this strange xenomorphic thing.
I see what you're doing. I don't think there's not like geological survey data here because that's not what they give a shit about. So like, there would not be like lat long of this planet. You know that this is not far from the remains of Hadley's Hope.
And I know this is not Hadley's Hope. Like this is not.
Oh yeah. Hadley's Hope exploded. Hadley's
Yeah.
Hope is a crater.
Okay. So like I feel like I can make a pretty good educated assumption that this is the derelict spacecraft.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair assumption you can make.
Okay.
Yeah. Hadley's Hope is a hole in the ground.
Yes.
in a radiated hole in the ground.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you see no one is here. You see all of these suits are gone. You see that, Kadal, you know that the ATV is gone as well. What is everyone else doing? I assume you're all in the room with Kadalt.
Is there a trip log for the ATV?
No.
No, we're saying we went here.
Yeah, no. No one gives a shit about that.
Do we all see the notice on the screen to say that the air is breathable?
Yeah. It's not like hidden.
Okay. The only thing I think Donald would turn to Kadalt and say, well, again, you said when we arrived that the planet was uninhabitable and the radiation was really bad, but there's a lot of contradictions in the information you've provided us.
I will say, in the defense of this man, it is irradiated outside. It is breathable. You're not gonna die if you take your helmet off. But mechanically, you get 1 rad per hour that you're exposed, and after a number of rads, you just die. So he's not wrong. He just undersold that it's like it's still you can be out there for like a day, ish.
I mean,
You'll still
he
die.
said it was terrible.
It's
Yeah.
terraformed.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
oopsie.
if
with
could I
radiation.
just say, well, if you don't believe me, feel free to take your suit off and wander around outside.
Well, you've got other people wandering around. I mean, you call them specimens, I know, like you don't treat them like people, but there are people walking around. And he looks to the rack of empty spaces where suits should be.
Well, that wasn't my doing. That was their own doing. I'm sure I didn't come down here and force them out at gunpoint myself. Not like some of us. And he looks over at the major.
She has her hands like on her hips, and her gun is like still pointedly still in its holster.
Would any of these terminals have the contract that I needed to have a look at for these individuals?
No, it's Kodo you have to speak to. If we can locate him, you can ask him for them.
Okay.
So, how long ago was this? What are we calling it? Their declaration of hostage taking?
I mean, when you were, you and Scheider were doing whatever you were doing in the tethered cargo unit, is when I got the message.
So how long has it been then? Like an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Probably closer to like 2 hours with the given time that it like takes to like get down to the planet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they've taken the ATV, so they could be anywhere by now.
Well, we could run a scan.
Yep. Any assistance would be appreciated.
Are we
I'm
still on
going.
the ship?
No, you're at the science center, the ground base. Your ship is like a 30-minute walk in the opposite direction.
Can the Coyote run a scan for life forms?
Sure. Roll me Comtech.
Pull the Coyote up and run a scan. That's a 2.
You see that there are a number of life signs coming from the strange semicircular building nearby.
Spears is saying there are life signs in that building over there.
Then I suspect we should investigate that building. I assume that's the living quarters.
No, he's referring to the derelict spaceship.
Oh, okay.
The big, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'd better check that out.
After you, sir.
The major is just thinking this is a bad idea. She doesn't say it out loud, but just what she's thinking.
Dawes is also thinking that, and that's why he's saying after you to the chief scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he doesn't move.
Well, the trusting bunch we got here. It's almost as if it's the Rise all over again.
Strange.
What? I haven't killed anyone yet or threatened to kill anyone.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
I mean,
literally-
several people.
You literally threatened Kadalt at almost gunpoint to get him down here.
I just said you're coming with us. You're in charge. They're gonna.
That's
listen
true.
to
You didn't say that if you don't come with us, I'll kill you. You just
Yeah.
sort of said that.
Yeah. Asagi is a professional here. Hmm. Is there any hard copy, like paper copies of the stuff that they've been studying?
No.
Okay. It's all computers.
Mm-hmm.
Convenient.
Isn't it
Hmm.
just? It's like there's nothing here.
Yeah. All right. Well, we need to find out how far this conspiracy is going.
You said hostage situation wrong.
I think that's just one aspect of it. Weyland-Yutani is your employer, are they not?
Yes.
And you have no qualms with being the cannon fodder for their whatever it is they're up to?
I'm not sure what you mean by cannon fodder, but
Expendable.
oh, well, I've known I've had plenty of friends that were deemed expendable. Got to go sometime.
Typically, you would like it to be on your own terms, not someone else's.
Oh, 100%. But when Weyland-Yutani cuts its ties with its staff, there's not normally a going away party.
I don't imagine so. But what if we could bring them down with this information? I know that Weyland-Yutani sent the colonists of Hadley's Hope to this location.
Again, you seem to have more information than I do. I'm simply here studying radiation, and we uncovered a strange viral organism.
That Weyland-Yutani wants, which appears to be the same biological entity that infected and thus resulted in the destruction of this colony.
I mean, this is all guesswork and assumptions. Right now, we have a real situation that maybe you can resolve.
We're gonna go resolve it, and Weyland-Yutani is gonna pay.
You do what you've got to do, Major.
She looks at Green. You're awfully quiet.
Green doesn't trust anything Kadalt is saying. In his mind, Kadalt hasn't been honest with them once. The time that they've been with him.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't. He knows there is a hostage situation, but he doesn't believe that it's not Kadalt's fault.
Well, it's definitely. I think it's definitely his fault, but he's whether what Isagi's not sure on is if he's in on it or he's just like an innocent participant. Or is there a proper term for that? Unwitting participant or something like that? Yeah.
Look, the sooner we can get to the bottom of this, the sooner we can leave this planet, its problems, and hopefully not end up as a specimen in someone's lab.
Well, we're not signing any waivers. We do not give consent to become a specimen.
I am yet to see paperwork to say anyone has signed that.
True.
We can make it.
No. We could. I'm not going to sign it. Let's go.
And we can make paperwork to not consent.
So you head out?
Yep, we're going to head.
Okay.
The
So
place no one wants to go.
So the place
After
no one
you,
wants
Major.
to go. That's the plot of Alien, is go to the place no
Yeah.
one wants to go. So you head out from here, and you follow the tracks of the ATV, making your way to this this derelict building, more or less. As you make your way there, you see that there is like an access, an exterior access to this. Kadalt, you know how to access this, so I'm not going to have. So you sort of access this. The ship opens up for you to gain access to it. And as it closes behind you, you see a very like strange interior. Everything in here is like black, with also like a slimy like sheen to it. Like it's sort of like any of the light from your suits is sort of like semi-reflective off this. Everything like glistens, like it's slightly moist. And the architecture inside here is incredibly strange. Nothing is like straight, or everything's like rounded. Nothing is like hard edges. There's a lot of like weird, like almost looking like growths on the side of this. Everything looks like it just like naturally formed here. Like this is a cavern of some kind. And the first thing you see is a woman lying on the ground with a gray prison jumpsuit, a shaved head, and she seems to be non-responsive, and no one else is around.
She one of yours? Is she wearing? She's not. Sorry. Is she wearing a suit?
Nope, she's wearing a prison jumpsuit.
Prison jumpsuit. Okay.
I didn't know the specimens personally. Maybe Mr. Green can find his required paperwork on her.
Well, you're the doctor. You should check her out, right?
Sure. He will check her out.
You go check her out. Go
Yep.
ahead and roll me medical aid.
Major, I did not sign up this mission for body recovery.
Either did I.
Everything seems fine. She just seems to be unconscious.
Medical aid. Do you have to have points in it to roll it?
No.
Okay, can I try?
I thought the no successes might be a Kadalt actually making sure she was dead.
Weird.
And that was just Norm making sure it's 0.
Successes.
She
He's
is
not a
unconscious.
medical
Everything
doctor.
seems fine. She seems to be unconscious.
She's just unconscious. She's not. I don't think she's dead. Come on, and sit her up. Is this one of your? And obviously, she doesn't have anything attached to her.
Nope.
Is this one of your specimen?
I didn't do the grunt work, so I didn't interact with them personally.
There's an auto dock on the ship if you want to make sure she's okay.
Maybe we will take her take her outside the ship and like leave her just outside and then keep going.
In the
So,
radiation?
well, there's radiation inside, isn't there? Do we know? Can we get a
Roll me Comtech. I mean, unless Chief Kadalt wants to answer you.
He doesn't know the answer to the question himself.
Okay.
Roll me Comtech.
One success.
Sweet. Go ahead and roll me a panic roll there, G. One success. There's no radiation. Your suits are reading no radiation inside this place.
Sorry. Stress is
Should just be the top of the middle of the sheet.
top
say
of the
panic
middle
roll.
of the sheet. Well, panic. Right. 7. Nervous twitch.
Nice. So as you go to grab this girl, she kind of is limp and lifeless in your arms, as an unconscious person is, and that's when you toss out the idea of dragging her out until you're irradiated outside. You you quickly look down at your arm and see that this place is the safest place to be. Granted, there's no radiation here, but you're a little twitchy about it. You're a little nervous about it. Everyone else, go ahead and take 1 point of stress.
Can I argue it says friendly PCs?
You can argue that, but you're still going to take stress.
I'd also like to argue that.
Yep, it's still going to take stress for everybody.
Yay! The gift that keeps.
Thanks, G. I have 3 stress, and two of them are from Masai.
Yeah, that's the fun of this game.
It's like being friends with me in real life.
Yeah, so you are like holding her up, like, you know, you bent down to like check her. You see that she's unconscious. You go to like hold her up, so she's kind of like leaning on you, still kind of like lolled to the side. And you check your like arm panel and see that the levels here is still breathable, but there is vastly lower radiation here at all, if at all. As you are debating what to do with this woman, Asagi, you start to feel her stir as if she's waking up.
Oh, I think she's fuck me. I think she's regaining consciousness.
What was that? What was that, G?
Nothing.
What did you say?
I'm sure she's just gonna wake up and everything's gonna be fine. If she's gonna be like, "Thanks for saving me, everybody. I feel great."
Eyes.
The immediate. Oh fuck! Oh no.
Yeah.
So
I think she's waking up.
you see her like head start to move, and she like turns to you, and her eyes are bloodshot and like bleary eyed. And she looks to you very confused, and she's like, "What the fuck? Who the fuck are you?"
We're here to help. We brought Dr. Kano, your best friend.
Who the fuck is that?
He's the chief scientist. We're here to help. Where are all the others?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Where is Kodo?
Who?
Kodo? She looks at Kano.
I don't know who the fuck. I woke up here.
You know,
And
the
then
guy
there was,
made
like,
you sign a
they-
contract.
They like what the fuck? No, what? I woke up here and there was a scrawny kid, and then they put me in like a room, and there was like a thing that was like on my face. Did you see the thing?
A specimen?
I
She
guess.
glares at Kano. What is your name?
Chin.
Chin. So one of your test subjects. What was the last thing you remember? So the last thing you remember is having this thing on your face?
Yeah.
Were
And you
there any
don't
other
know where-
scientists with you during this process?
Oh, I don't fucking know. There was a scrawny kid. There was the weird guy.
I think it's safest if we get her into one of the cryo beds. Then she can be assessed by a proper medical doctor.
Well, so
The
we have to
nearest
check
cryo beds
further
are
in.
way away.
Yeah. What about the rest? What about your people?
Rest of what?
She looks at Kano to explain to her.
Oh, I wasn't here. I'm sure the situation was just as she described. She was, if she'd woken up from a cryo tube and encountered. Was there anyone else here when you woke up?
No, there was the scrawny kid and the creepy weird dude, and they
Who's
brought
the
me in here.
scrawny kid?
I don't fucking know, lady.
She looks like Kano. Who is the scrawny kid and the weird dude? These are your people, Kano.
I mean, the weirdest dude I've encountered today is Mr. Green, and none of you are a scrawny kid, so.
Yeah, it's like a child kid or an adult who is
No,
who happens to be skinny.
He's like a young guy. I don't know. What the fuck is the third degree, lady?
We're trying to figure out what's going on here.
Cadell,
like-
you can kind of infer that she's probably talking about Carter and Williams.
Yeah.
Carter being the scrawny kid and Williams being the weird guy.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess if they were a couple of my staff, they were assisting with the testing.
And how did you get here?
What is it? Fucking game show?
No,
I
no,
don't
I don't
fucking
mean on
know.
the planet. I mean in this room.
I woke up here.
No, you said you woke up with a scrawny kid and the weird guy.
Yeah,
In this
here. They
room?
brought me here. I woke. I listen.
When you had
I-
the thing on your face?
Shut up, all of you. Shut fucking seriously. I woke up here with the dude and the kid, and then they put a thing on my face, or whatever.
They put a thing on your face.
I don't fucking know. I was out of it. I had just woken up from, I don't know, cryo sleep, drugs. Who the fuck knows? I don't even know where here is.
So everything you're saying happened to you happened here in this she motions to this inside.
Yeah,
this
I guess.
And she looks back to Godot. Where would they have gone? Can't you hail them on your comms?
We can try, and he'll try again to hail them on some form of communication.
You call them on your comms and you get no response.
What
The
about
woman
bio
tries to
data?
like get herself off of you. Like I imagine you're not
Fair.
like still holding her, but she tries to like get up off of you, and like you see her like start to try to stand, and she like does that like drunk wobble where she like stands up too fast and like takes 2 or 3 steps to the left, and you see her like put her hands down on her knees. She kind of like is like bent over. She's like, "Fuck, I think I'm gonna be fucking sick." And she starts like retching.
Okay, maybe you should put your head between your knees. And she doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. Like because she was kind of confrontational, so she doesn't go too close to her. Lets her.
Yeah,
like,
you see
feel
her
a bit.
again, like, and she like gets down to like on 2 knees and a hand as she is like retching, and you see like bile is coming out of her mouth as she is clearly like in some sort of abdominal stress, and then you see her like gripping with her free hand her stomach.
Are you okay?
She's like, I don't fucking know. There's something. Oh God. And she vomits again, and blood just comes out of her mouth.
Okay. Hold on. I'm just checking my notes.
Cadol's going to go
Donald-
looking for a first aid kit somewhere far away from the situation.
Donald is watching Kadalt like a hawk.
You see Kadalt start to edge away.
Dawes is backing
maybe I
up
can get a first
away
aid kit,
from this
he'll
woman
say.
since he has no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take a few steps back. Asagi, what are you doing?
Yeah, she's. I'm just reading what the report said about what happened to Kane. So, she is gonna start taking a step back, just because she knows that she's not calling. I'm calling it a face hugger. She knows the face hugger was on this woman, and now it's off, and she's remembering what she read on the Nostromo report, and just the vague little details that are on there, and just how some of these pieces just seem to like be very similar in description.
Weird.
Yeah.
Um.
So she starts backing up a little, and she puts her hand like in front of Mitchell, and like to motion to push him back too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She like sees everyone sort of taking a step back from her. And you see like blood is dripping down her, but like she just threw up blood, so it's like kind of coming down her face. And she like reaches out in the general direction of you guys, and she's like, "Someone fucking help me! What the?" And she's like retching. This blood is just spurting out of her mouth as she like reaches down towards somebody, and you see her her left arm, the one she's supporting herself on, like just give out as she collapses on the ground. She flips over and you can see her like grabbing her stomach and her chest as she is still like spouts of blood erupting from her mouth. She like arches her back up at like this like strange angle as she begins to like start to convulse. More blood is just spouting out of her, and then you all hear a sickening crack as her chest bulges and her whole chest explodes outward. Blood sort of sprays everywhere. The closest of you get a few drops on you. You hear next to you, Asagi, as you have your hand on him, you hear coming from a helmeted Mitchell, as you all watch as something protrudes out of this woman's heart cavity, as it looks like a strange, like, embryonic snake head, just sort of like out of there, and you see this blood-covered worm erupt out of her body. Everyone go ahead and take a point of stress for me.
Shoot it!
No thanks, Mike. Donald is making sure that he has the 2 Marines in front of him.
There's just sorry, there is 2. I forgot the colonel counts.
Oh yeah, she can also be cannon fodder. That's fine.
You see this as this thing whips out of there. You see a trail of blood slowly disappear as this thing slithers out of her chest cavity and runs off into a dark corner.
But can we take a chance to try and shoot it?
Yeah, you can try.
Away? Yeah, can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll me a ranged attack.
Range combat. 2 successes.
Go ahead and roll me that panic.
Panic. Freeze. I'm frozen by fear or stress for 1 round. Losing my next slow action.
Outstanding. So you fire with your, I assume your pistol, at this. You fire with your pistol. What is the damage on your pistol?
It's
only
only
the
1.
bottom center.
Yeah, it's only 1. 1.
Okay. So your damage is 1. You have a second success, which lets you bump the damage up to 2. You see as you fire this thing. Unfortunately, this thing has an armor of 2. So I'm going to go ahead and roll for armor and see what happens.
Oh, yeah, you got to roll?
Nothing happens. So you fire at this thing. You hear as you hit it, and you see this like what you assume to be blood sort of like splatter out of this thing as it continues to run away. So
everyone takes more stress.
Everyone, including you, takes 1 more stress.
Thanks, G.
You're welcome.
That was fucking terrifying, huh? What are you guys doing?
It's just like they said. Did you fucking see that?
Kadalt probably makes for the nearest door.
The nearest door is the door back out, the bay door you guys kind of left out of.
Yeah.
So you see Kadalt start to book it towards the door.
Yeah, I think we're gonna turn
Donald
and run
follows.
too.
Okay. You all head towards the door.
It's not a door he can close, is it?
Who?
Kadalt.
Fuck face over here.
Here's what I'll tell you. Only he knows how to open it.
This is the door to the ship that we've walked in. Well, the ship that we've walked
Correct.
into, right?
Yep. Only he knows how to open it.
Major? What was that thing?
Kadalt, make me a mobility check. Okay. Anyone who wants to get to the door at the same time or before Kadalt will need to make a mobility check.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Kadalt, you are the first outstanding. Kadalt, you are the first person to get to the door. What would you like to do?
If he has time to open the door, get through, and close it again, he will.
You do. So you get through the door. You immediately punch in the code. You hear the sound of everyone running behind you. You look back, and Dawes is pretty close to you. As you walk through the door, and you immediately hit the other buttons to close the door on the opposite side. Green, Dawes, and Asagi, you are inside the derelict ship.
That motherfucker.
Kadal, what are you doing?
Dawes pulls out his radio. Coyote, Dawes is Kadalt is a traitor. Do not let him on board.
Understood, sir.
Kadalt will head back to the lab and start cleaning up.
I'll say this. So you head back. We'll cut back inside the ship in a moment here. You take a nice casual stroll back to the lab and the living quarters. And as you get to the lab, the first thing you see when you access the terminal is that there is a report from Lopez that says there is an inbound UPP scout ship about 4 hours out.
Kadalt will send them a note to clean up as well.
Okay. As Kadalt goes about the cleanup process, what do we see Green, Dawes, and Asagi doing?
I'm gonna see if I can find a way to open this door because he seemed to be touching shit on it.
I'm
gonna see if I can find a way to open the door.
Go ahead and make me a Comtech check.
Okay, let's fucking go. Come on, Comtech. 3 successes.
3 successes. Absolutely. So we'll get to you. What's everyone else doing as you see Asagi furiously pounding at the panel on this ship?
Dawes is going to wait to see if Asagi actually succeeds in opening the door or not.
Okay. So you're just going to stand there?
Well, he's going to
Donald
look around.
Okay. So then go ahead and roll me an observation check.
And I'm assuming Mitchell will cover us or cover me.
Yes. You notice that there is a strange something that looks organic on the floor. It is pale yellowish. You see it it looks almost like 2 fists curled together. You see this thing on the ground that's probably the size of a dinner plate. Its appendages are curled up as if like a dead spider almost on the ground, not moving, seemingly dead.
Dawes is going to look at it. What is this thing?
But I think Dawes needs to roll his panic.
Oh yeah.
Push button.
More
Another
stress.
point.
Okay. So you see this and you lean down and start to poke at this thing as you see this. Green, what are you doing?
He is going to be standing as close to the door as he can without being in the mage's way, and his goal is to make sure that Mitchell is between him and the rest of the room.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Well, that's Mitchell's job, I think.
So you're just standing by.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's looking into the room. He's not looking for details. He'd be watching to see if people or things are moving into the room.
Roll me observation.
I don't want to roll, Mike, because I got lots of stress.
Yeah, but that can give you more
I get 2
successes.
successes.
2 successes on an observation. Outstanding. Let's see. Green, what do you have on your person? You have a Seegson's PDAT.
What is that again?
It's a tablet.
Tablet, okay.
It's a personal data thing. I'm like 90%.
There's also the personal data transmitter, but I don't know if that's That different to the PDAT?
A tablet is the PDAT is your tablet. The personal data transmitter is like that's like how they can track where people are on a ship. That's like what syncs up. Yeah. Your PDAT is your tablet. So like when you see like it could be like the arm thing or that physical tablet, what have you. Cool. You don't have anything cool on you that would be nefarious for me to use against you. That's fine.
Nope.
Fine, we'll have other things. You look around and you like shine your light as you're like looking. Obviously, you see Dawes looking at something that is strange and weird and seemingly dead. As far as you can tell, there's the corpse of the girl there. And you, as you like for the first time, you're like looking around this place. You actually see like several other tunnels branch deeper into this place. And you see right off of like the main area that you're in is another open door, like an open bay door, kind of like the one you came through.
From the ship that we saw from the outside, would it be safe to assume that that is going into the ship further? Or
Yes.
out of the ship?
Into
Okay.
the ship further.
He would just watch the door.
Okay.
While the major is opening it, the other one.
Okay.
This doesn't count as rest, does it?
Nope. And you are not resting. You're not in a safe place.
Yeah.
Major Asagi, you open the door. It
Oh
opens.
shit!
Kadalt is nowhere to be seen. You open the door. Fresh air more or less comes out. Go ahead and
Can
roll
I-
me a mobility check.
Why?
Because I said so, and I'm the GM. That's why. You shit.
2 successes.
More panic, thanks, G.
Before we roll that panic, you open the door, and as you're about to say something, you like see something out of the corner of your eye, and you leap over to the right-hand side, like you leap out of the way, and you see something
Yeah.
scurry quickly by your feet and out of the building.
Damn it! Shit.
Go ahead and roll that
She
stress.
like does that high step dance, you know, when people like see like a mouse or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll that stress though.
Yeah. Oh.
Nervous twitch. That's perfect. You do exactly what you described. Everyone, go ahead and increase your stress level, including Asagi.
Oh boy, we've freed the xenomorph.
Yeah.
Not including Kadal.
Not including Kadalt. You're not in close range, or not in short range.
And he's also not friendly.
So yeah, Julie, you are the only one that sees that. You all see her like, ah, fuck, and like leap out of the way.
Yeah, she'd be like, it fucking ran out the door.
Turns
Dawes
out it
out.
also couldn't open doors.
Yeah.
Creature ran out the door.
Yep. And she's gonna everyone out, everyone out.
Everybody in, everybody in.
Yeah, we're a saver inside.
Yeah, where do you guys do?
I'm getting out or in.
You tell
Well,
me.
we gotta get out so we can get back to the ship. And get out of here.
Dawes is going to sleight of hand pocket the dead facehugger and follow out the door.
It's not really pocketable. It's like the size of a football.
Well, he's going to pick it up and be like, "Can I take this?"
Are you guys doing anything with this?
I mean, you can open your suit and push it down the front.
He goes, "You gonna eat that?" Oh, shit.
It looks dead to him, and he doesn't know what it is.
Yeah,
He's curious.
she just gives you a weird look and we're like, do whatever the fuck you want at this point. And
I
she's
love
gonna
that.
close the door behind us after we exit.
Okay.
Yeah, I've acquired one facehugger.
You all exit. Where are you headed?
Running
The
back
ship.
to the ship. Yeah. To the Coyote.
Okay. This is clearly a three-parter, if not longer. So here's what we're gonna see: we see the four of you, to include Mitchell, running back because you had to go like it's the ship, the ground base, and then the Coyote. So you are hoofing it back to the Coyote by way of ground base. We see Kadalt like wiping down his suit, cleaning everything in here. And the last thing we see before the curtain falls on part 2 of this one shot is a small snake-like creature boarding the Coyote. And that's where we're gonna wrap part 2 of. You think I was gonna fucking leave the planet? What do you think? It's not gonna. That's crazy. You just fly away.
I'm not
Time to purge
criticizing
the
them.
airlock.
It just seems like the aliens always know where to go.
Yeah.
It's like,
Have you
God
seen
damn
Alien?
it.
Horror movie logic.
Yeah. Have you seen Alien? They're always in the worst possible
Yeah.
fucking place.
It was like it ran away from us when I was shooting at it, but then it was just lurking, waiting for me to open the door so it could like run out, and then it
Yeah.
goes straight to our ship. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Could have been a different one.
It's
There were 9
crazy.
people.
It's crazy. That's where we're gonna wrap this episode of what is becoming our mini series of Perfect Organism. So let's go around, do our introduction so we can get the hell out of here and do our after show. We will start with the most panicked person. Let's see who's the worst in order of panic.
I think it's me.
Julie's at 7. Everyone's at 7.
Wow.
Dude, Dawes
Adult
just
is full.
showed up
Adult.
and he's at 7.
I'm at 6.
You're at 6?
He's like,
Oh, yeah,
"Can I
you're at
have
6.
it?"
Kadalt, what are you at?
3.
3. Yeah, there we
3.
go.
All induced by other
I
people.
blame G.
It's
All
all
because
G's
of
fault.
me.
So we'll start with the arbiter of fear. G, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Hi, I'm the friendly neighborhood lightning invoker. You'll find me at all things unMadeGaming for the Patreon, which includes tomorrow for Mundus Novus at 1 p.m. EST. You want to show up for that? We're all in Sad Town, and it's going to be so much fun. I've been looking forward to this so much. Then Age of Always, which should be October 12th, our next session. And then modding for all the streams during the week, and in the Discord, you can
Hell yeah.
find me.
Next up is Chris. Who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
I'm Chris aka Necro. You can find me here on unMadeGaming in the Patreon one-shots in The Rise, which is last weekend, and in Age of Always with G. Other than that, just the Discord.
Hell yeah. The next in line for stress is Matt. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Hello, I'm Matt or D. I play Salets in The Rise, and you'll find me in here in the Patreon one-shots. I'm playing a variety of characters, including apparently Captain Dawes now, even though I don't know why I'm here. I know literally nothing about Alien.
Well, you have a whole month to catch up.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Which is fitting, I think.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. This was fun. I like giving you all stress. I can see why Dot did it for so long. That being said, we'll jump to the final, last but not least. Snow, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
I'm Normal Snow. You can find me in the Patreon campaign and the one-shots, and sometimes in the Discord.
Hell freaking yeah. All right, friends, that's it from all of us. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching this show. We will see you guys next time. So from all of us to you, bye-bye.
Bye.